what did he do? He made tawbah. What is tawbah? Do you know what's tawbah?
Forgiveness.
No, it's how you get forgiveness. Tawbah means to go back. Did you go down the street sometime and you said, oh, we passed it? We passed it. We have to go back. We have to go back. Tawbah. To go back to Allah and ask Allah to forgive you. So you were right. It leads to forgiveness. How do you say forgive in Arabic? Do you know? When you ask, no, that's how you get there, remember. When you ask Allah to forgive you, what is the word you say? Do you know how to say, Allah forgive me? You know? How do you say Allah forgive me? Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Can you say that? Can you say that? Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Very good. Now, another interesting thing is that I found this is where all the prophets are alike, because they all said astaghfirullah. If they made a mistake, they say astaghfirullah. And they told the people, when you do anything bad, say astaghfirullah. Would you like to know something else that's different? One prophet, he lived for a very long time. A long time. He lived so long, so long. Like more than 100 years. More than 200 years. More than 300. 500. 700. Huh? Nuh alayhi salam. Wait till you hear this. One time a lady, she came to the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. And she was crying. What happened? He said. She said, my boy died. Your boy died? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. She said he was so young. How old? 450 years. He said, oh, there will come a time when there will be a prophet whose people will only live to be around 60, 70, like that. She said, what? If I live at that time, I would just stay all the time worshiping Allah. Just put my head on the ground, just worship Allah. That's what I would do. Because you see, back then, people lived a very long time. Long time. So you see, prophets were different, but they were the same. Do you understand? Each prophet, he had to come with a message for his own nation or his own people. He had to be from them, and also he had to speak their language. What was the language of the people of Abraham? We didn't talk about Abraham yet. We've mentioned about it. What's his name, by the way, in Arabic? Do you know? Ibrahim? Is it Ibrahim? Ibrahim. Do you know anybody named Ibrahim?
Ibrahim.
Yeah. And in English they say what? Abraham. That's Texas way. Say Abraham. Now, in what way is he different? And what way is he alike? Well, the language that he spoke was called Hebrew. And today we call it Hebrew, or a form of Hebrew. But that's what his people spoke, so they knew what he was saying. Now, Prophet Jesus. We'll talk about Jesus. You like Jesus? I love him so much. And the language he spoke is called Aramaic. Aramenia. And his language was understood by his people. They could speak the language. They knew what he was saying. Yeah? By the way, it's very similar to the Hebrew and also similar to the Arabic, because they come from the same place and the same time. What other things do we know about prophets that are alike? Well, some prophets had helpers. Did you know that? Like, for instance, Moses, alayhi salam. Who was his helper? Harun. Do you know how to say Harun in English? Aaron. In English we say Aaron. Aaron. No, not Heron. Aaron. Just A. Like Harun and Aaron. Aaron. All right. Now, what other prophet had a helper? How about Jesus? Jesus had who? Jesus had who for helper? John the Baptist. Right? Yahya. Yahya was the helper for Jesus, and Moses had Aaron. Now, some prophets were all by themselves. We know that there was one prophet out of all the thousands and thousands of prophets. When he came, nobody helped him, and nobody followed him. Nobody. Nobody would listen to him. I guess he felt pretty sad, you know. Another prophet, he only had one person who believed and followed him. Only one. Some other prophets had a few. Abraham had many, though. Many people believed about Abraham. They did. But who had more than Abraham? Moses. Many people had. Moses had so many. Some people think Jesus had a lot, but actually didn't have very many. Not in big numbers. One of the things we know is that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had so many people, yeah? Many people. How many?
About 50 lakhs.
Well, I don't know what a lakh is, so I can't help you on that one, but a lot. A bunch. So many people, you probably couldn't have counted them anyway. Right? And I was thinking, okay, we found the similarities, we found some differences, we found what's common in the message, and really the more you think about it is, it would be impossible for so many prophets over so much time, so long of a time, it would be impossible for anybody to make it up. Because why would somebody have an idea way back thousands of years ago, then a few thousand years later somebody else had the same idea, a few hundred years later again, always saying the same thing, confirming the prophets before, talking about the prophets that are coming, and all of them saying there's no God except one God. So, that's a very good proof, isn't it? When you add it together and you think about it, you say, that must be it. They must be real prophets. Now, when the prophets come to the people, they really do look ordinary. I mean, they don't float, off the ground, right? They don't do like magic tricks and all this hoopla stuff. They don't do like that. But they do have miracles. I'll give you an example of miracles, just something for you to think about. Jesus, peace be upon him, had some followers, as we mentioned. And they asked Jesus one time, look, why don't you get God, Allah, to send down a table from heaven? Already has food on it. We can eat it. And Jesus was telling them, what, you don't believe? They said, yeah, but, it'd really help our belief more if we had a big table full of food. And then Allah sent down the table. But Jesus warned them, if anybody disbelieves after this, you're going to be in big trouble. And subhanallah, Allah sent down the table. And here's all the food that they could eat. Amazing? Yeah, for them. But the problem for us, I don't see it, do you? No. But Moses had a stick, turned into a snake, became a stick again. And he used it to smack the water, and the water departed, yes? Hey, but I don't see the stick, do you? No. Some other prophets had signs too. There was a dead man. There's a dead man mentioned who came back to life from one of the prophets. One of the prophets in the Old Testament. But Jesus had it too, but I don't see the dead guy. He's still dead now, isn't he? So it's no proof for me, is it? So what proof do we have? I mean, a real proof. Something that we, as human beings today, can look at and say, that I can believe in. We have the miracle that came with Muhammad, the Quran. That's one of the many miracles of Muhammad, is the Quran, and we still have it today. It's still in what language? Arabiya. And people still speak Arabic. Yes, they still do. All over the world you find people speaking Arabic. Anywhere you find Muslims speaking Arabic. Right? Can you say something in Arabic? What can you say in Arabic? Say something in Arabic.
مسموكي.
Ma ismak? Ah, you said it for a girl, though. What is your name? Yeah. What can you say in Arabic? Well, I have something real good we can all say in Arabic. And it's in the Quran, and it's in the Bible that Jesus said it to his friends. When Jesus came into the room with his friends, at the same time they were going to have the table business probably, you know, and he said something to them. And we found it in the Quran too. He was saying, peace. Peace be unto you. This is what we find in today's Bible. This is what we find in the Quran. Peace, peace be to you. And in the Hebrew, they said, Shalom Alaikum. And in the Arabic, we say, Wa Alaikum Salam. Let's say it all together. Salam Alaikum Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. And that brings us to a wind-up on our program right now, because we're going to wind down with that. We're going to give a big salam to everybody, and we ask for Allah's peace to be with all of those who seek truth. Ameen.
Ameen.
In the name of Allah, Lord of all the worlds, there is no